Well, hello there, welcome back. And in this video, we are gonna do a very high level introductory study about gateways and what exactly they are. So let's get started. So what exactly is a gateway? Well, as the name suggests, it definitely provides a gateway to some place. In this case, what it provides is a gateway probably to some other component of IoT. So in simple terms, you can define a gateway or you can draw an analogy for an IoT gateway or to any gateway to a modern day Wi-Fi router. Why is it so? Well, in case of Wi-Fi, what happens? You connect multiple devices to it and your Wi-Fi provides the connectivity. Well, that's the same thing a gateway does. What it does is simply provide access or connects devices to the internet. In the world of IoT, you have different sensors, you have different uh, options like sensors are there, microcontrollers, actuators, lots of endpoints or nodes are there. So these devices as a whole or as a singular entity cannot connect itself to the internet. In those cases, it connects itself to a gateway and the gateway provides the connectivity to the internet. So let's have a look at some of the architecture of IoT. Then the concept will be more clear. So there is a concept of IoT known as a decentralized system. In this system, what happens is that you have lots of devices as in D1 to D6, and those devices individually have the capability to connect to the internet. And what it does is that these devices are mainly, you can say, like cellular IoT devices, and these devices will use a cellular network to connect itself to the internet. Now comes another concept or another category of devices which itself cannot connect to the internet, and these are the devices where gateway provides much useful. So in case of a LoRa, what we have is that we have lots of nodes or we have lots of sensors and they are connected to a gateway, and the gateway then provides a connectivity to the internet. So as I said earlier, LoRa exactly fits into the decentralized system, because in a typical LoRa deployment, what we'll have is lot of end nodes spread over a certain area, and those end nodes are connected to a gateway which we call it as a LoRa gateway, and the gateway then provides its connectivity to the internet. So what are typical components that we look while we choose a gateway? Well, the first thing is obviously we need a modulator and a demodulator for your LoRa nodes to communicate efficiently, or for your the LoRa gateway should demodulate the incoming signals from the LoRa nodes or the LoRa endpoint. So you need a demodulator for that, as well as you need a modulator to send the signals back to the end nodes. These are all controlled by a single microcontroller unit. That's the first phase of LoRa, decode and encode. The second phase is that of the providing the internet connectivity. Now this can be provided in three ways. The first one is obviously the cellular option, in which either we use a GSM, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G network to connect to the internet directly using a SIM card. The second option we have is Wi-Fi, which I am using currently. So my devices are connected to the gateway, and my gateway is connected to my home router, and my home router provides me the internet access. So that's how my gateway is able to publish the data to the MQTT broker, as I discussed in the previous video. And the last option is Ethernet. That option is also supported by the gateway that I'm using. In those cases, you have to simply connect your Ethernet to a router or to a ISP provider directly, and then you'll be having the internet connectivity. So typically when we look into LoRa gateway at a very high level hardware level, then these things will be definitely be present, and all these things will be controlled by a single microcontroller unit. So that's all about, like how the what features should we look inside LoRa gateway and all the stuffs. Now when we are talking about LoRa gateways, there are specifically broadly classified into two options. The first option is an indoor gateway, the one that I am using right now, and the second option is an outdoor gateway. So what happens in an indoor gateway is that it has a lot lower range, it is relatively cheaper, and it is mainly meant for prototyping, or you can say proof of concept applications. Now what happens in an outdoor gateway is that these are pretty much large boxes or large containers which are waterproof, weatherproof, dustproof, every kind of thing possible. They are certified, they are rough and tough, they're agile, and they can be deployed virtually anywhere. All you need is to provide that outdoor gateway with some form of connectivity, either through a GSM network or through Wi-Fi or through Ethernet. Ideally, it is done using a GSM network, but options are available as we know by the manufacturers. So in case of an outdoor gateway, the major difference is the range of the gateway. It can go from a few kilometers, starting from 5 to 10 kilometers to 50 plus kilometers. So whatever devices are within that particular range of, let's say, X kilometers, those all devices will be able to connect to the gateway. And these are very agile and very rough and tough devices. So these are the devices it's that normally all people use while deploying LoRa based solution in the commercial market. So there is another thing that we look into while working on with the gateway, and that is what are the firmware options that are available to us. In ideal cases, we look for a distribution known as OpenWRT, which basically it's an open source Linux distribution for wireless devices. So by wireless, I'm referring to routers, gateways, IoT gateways, LoRa gateways. All these devices ideally runs on OpenWRT platform. So OpenWRT is basically designed for wireless solutions, and you can say like it has made the wireless world more open source and more accessible to others. So ideally, most of the routers that we use in home, the Wi-Fi routers that we use in home, are all having OpenWRT deployed within the system, as well as the gateway that I'm also using, the Dragino gateway, that also has OpenWRT as a base firmware for its operation. So probably there are other options as well that I am at this point not exactly aware of, but OpenWRT is definitely a good option to look at while you are working with a gateway. So some of the ideal features that we look at while working on the gateway are simply, the first one is FWOTA, or firmware over the air update. So it allows us to remotely update the firmware of the gateway without having physical access. We look for cellular connectivity because everywhere it's not possible to have a Wi-Fi or Ethernet connectivity. In those cases, cellular connectivity offers a pretty much a good deal. We look for custom programming options. For example, like I would definitely love to have a gateway in which I can write codes in Python or C++ to do the tasks that I perform. Probably I'll be able to attain a more real-time communication. As you have seen my previous video where it was not a real-time communication, simply because I didn't have access to write my own script for deploying in the gateway. So those are the, I think custom programming options is definitely a feature to look into. And finally, the point that I mentioned earlier as well, addition and removal of endpoints dynamically. So by this I'm referring to addition and removal of LoRa nodes dynamically. So let's say you have around 10 LoRa gateways and thousands of LoRa devices. So at a single point, what is the desired option is that I will be able to connect to one gateway, but if I lose the coverage of that gateway, I should be able to automatically connect myself to the other gateway as well. So these are the options that we look into, or these are the ideal features that we look into while considering a LoRa gateway. So that's all about the LoRa gateways. I didn't cover much of the practical part of it, simply because of the fact that gateway that I'm having doesn't provide much of a customizable options. So I hope like most of the things get clear by up till this point for LoRa gateways. Well, hello there, welcome back. I really hope that you like this video series. Please do share your feedback in the comment section, or you can simply drop a mail in the email address somewhere here in the screen. And please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and let me know what are topics that you're looking for, such that I can cover in this in the upcoming days. Till then, stay at your home, stay grounded, stay safe, have a healthy life, and thank you very much again for seeing this entire video series. Please do check out my other videos as well. I'll probably meet you very soon.